All right, so I'm going to go ahead and load the second part of this guy and do pretty much the same thing I did with the other one. So I'll do it in the 3D view this time. So I'm just going to go to Architecture, Component, Model in Place, and I'm going to pick Mass, click OK, and we'll name this Mass 1B. Click OK, and then I'll go to Insert and Link CAD, and I'll get the 1B and bring it in, and it brings that second part in, and I'll just hit this big finish mass up here, and now we've got that guy. So let's go ahead and go to the material. So I'll go to my object styles, which again is under Manage and Object Styles, or I use the shortcut OO, and go to the imported objects, and you've got your layer 1 here now. And so I'm just going to delete this layer 0. I don't know why it bothers me, but it does. And so I'm going to come to this RGB here and change that to black, just to get the line color black. And then I'm going to come to the render material here and update the name, Mass 1B, and update some of the settings. So I'll use render appearance for shading here. I'll change the cut pattern. Maybe we'll leave it set to black. The other one was set to gray. And I'll go to the appearance and we'll give it a color. The other color was that color, so I don't know what would be complementary or not offensive. Maybe this blue, right? And click OK. And as soon as I set that, it flows through to the shading, and I'll click OK. I'll click OK, and you'll see that update. I'll turn on my section box and verify that all of that's working. So that works very well. The other thing I wanted to show you is if I go to my composition sheet, which I set up for you, I've already got floor plans set up, so it's sectioning, at different parts of this up and down, and some elevations and some broken up sections, and we'll be working on this and updating it as we go. And so what I also wanted to show you is that you can actually put other versions of this in here and it'll keep its properties. So for example, if I go to Insert, there is a Manage Links option in here. So if you go to the Manage Links right here, you can go to CAD formats and see if I can get this over here a little bit, and you'll see your 2 linked drawings. And I actually exported 2 other versions, right, if you remember, and you can actually just flip them in and out. So if you have your drawing set up, and then you go in and go to Reload From for 1A, and I take 2A, right, and then for 1B, I come in and take 2B, and then click OK, it will update those and update all of the drawings based on that new insertion. So if you set up like a template and do this, it could be really effective for you. These kind of things work very well. So if you have a way of working, you can set up some sort of template for yourself and start using that. Okay. One other thing I'll talk about briefly is the masses. These are, I'm going to save this file and then I'm going to close it, and then I'll reopen it. And when I reopen it, I go to my 3D view, there's nothing there. So it's a little disconcerting, right? Well, the section box is there, but there's no model. It's actually here, it's just been turned off. When Revit initially brings in a mass, it turns on what's called the massing and site view settings. There's show mass by view settings, and there's also show mass form and floors. So when that dialog comes up at the beginning, it's actually doing this, which turns on the masses for every single view. If I go to show mass by view settings, and each individual view is controlling whether the masses are on, and they're typically off by default in Revit. So the way to get them on permanently, if you don't want to have to go to show mass form and floors every time, is to go to your visibility graphics dialog box, which you can access here, or by typing VV, so V twice. And if you scroll down, you can turn on the masses for that. So it's kind of either way. Don't worry though if your mask disappears. All right.